Hi class, in this video I am going to provide a brief overview of the syllabus as well as show you how to navigate the course. So if you see our course page right here, this is the home page, and you'll see that we have some quick links. This one takes you to the introduction page, this one takes you to the syllabus, this one takes you to the modules, and this one takes you to my office hours via Zoom. But the picture you'll see is actually the book that we're going to be using. The title of the book is They Say, I Say by Gerald Graff and Kathy Birkenstein. It is a 5th edition, and you will be needing this book as well as an access card. So in order to purchase this book, you can go to the bookstore or you can go ahead and purchase it through Amazon. However, if you purchase it through Amazon, you have to make sure that you also purchase an access card, which I think that would be separate. I'm not sure if other sellers besides the book website sell the access card. So just keep that in mind. And actually in the announcement for this week, I post announcements every week. I go ahead and I link where you can purchase the ebook. Since this class is online, it's perfectly okay to use the ebook. And they have a bundle where if you purchase the ebook and the access card together, it's $20. And if you purchase the access card separately, that's $15. So just keep that in mind. If you see a price on Amazon and you think, oh, that's a good deal, just keep that in mind that you're probably going to have to spend an extra $15 for the access card. And in case you're wondering, what is the access card? Well, the access card takes you to the Little Seagull, which is basically just a supplement to the main textbook. So it just has some information on like editing and things like that. So it's a really nice supplement to the textbook, like I said. So let's go ahead and briefly look at the syllabus. Here you can go ahead and preview the syllabus. If you want to go ahead and print it out, you have to download it first. So make sure that you do that. Don't just print it out from here because it's going to print out weird. Make sure you download it first and then you print it out. So this is a pretty standard syllabus. It has my contact information. Obviously, I'm still doing office hours through Zoom. However, if you would like to schedule an appointment, just go ahead and email me and I can go ahead and set up a date that works for both of us. And the best way to reach me is through Canvas inbox, and this is the Canvas inbox right here. So the best way to email me is through there, or to go ahead and call me through my office phone if you want to set up a meeting. The reason why I prefer Canvas inbox is because through my NMSU email address and my DCC email address, I get tons of emails from other faculty, administrators, just, from committees. So if you email me there, a lot of times the emails get lost. That's why I reserve Canvas inbox only for students. And I mean, obviously I still get a lot of emails. I have over 100 students, but this one is dedicated to students. So it's easier for me to access as opposed to the other ones where I get, promotional emails and emails from NMSU, so it's just a ton. But let's move on with the syllabus. Okay, so when you go down the syllabus, you will see the department's equity and inclusion statement. You will also see information about the textbook, and then we also have the assignments, which all of this you can go ahead and go over. Basically, our class consists of weekly assignments. We have writing exercises that are due on Sundays, discussion questions that are due on Thursdays and Saturdays. So basically, the reason why we have 2 due dates for the discussion questions is because you have to reply to the original post, which is the one that I write, the main discussion question. That's the one that I wrote. So you have to respond to that one by Thursday, and then you have to respond to at least one classmate by Saturday. So whenever you look at the discussion questions, it's going to say the due date is Thursday, but you actually have until Saturday to reply to a classmate. And the reason why I do that is because sometimes people want to finish their discussion assignments early, but they can't because nobody has submitted any discussion post. So in order to avoid that, all discussions are due by Thursday, and then that way you have till Saturday to reply. And or if people want to reply by Friday, they can go ahead and do that. But when I used to have them due on Saturday, people were waiting until the last minute. So that's why I have two due dates. And then we also have quizzes which are due on Fridays. Now, something to keep in mind with the quizzes is that you can only take the quiz once. They are short quizzes. They are about 5 or 10 questions. So you want to make sure that you do not open a quiz unless you are ready. I also advise that you use Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome. Do not use other web browsers because they're not compatible with Canvas. Another thing to keep in mind is try to take your quizzes on a computer or laptop. I've had students who take quizzes on their phone or other mobile devices, and it shows up blank whenever I grade the quiz. So just try to use a computer if you can. And also try to use Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we have writing exercises, discussions, and quizzes every single week. Sometimes we'll only have a quiz and a discussion. Sometimes we'll have a writing exercise for that week only. So it depends, but these are the assignments that we have on a weekly basis. And then, of course, we're going to have essays, which are, we have about 2 to 3 weeks for each essay, and those take a longer time. And for the end of the semester, we're going to have a portfolio due. So if you are interested in tutoring, there is in-person and online tutoring, and you can go ahead and visit this website. Also, if you're interested in online tutoring, you can go ahead and let me know, and I can contact the coordinator for tutoring, and they'll add you to the Canvas course page, because for online tutoring, they have their own Canvas page, so that's how you would go ahead and access the tutoring through there. As far as classroom management, it is important that everything you type is your own, and you want to make sure that you look over the syllabus so that you're aware of the due dates and the expectations. When it comes to Canvas, though, you want to make sure you're familiar with Canvas. If you're not, I do have some links to help you navigate Canvas. And also you want to make sure that you have reliable access to a computer and to Wi-Fi. In case you don't, DACC does have a computer lab and free Wi-Fi at all of their 4 main campuses. So you want to make sure that you visit those in case you don't have a computer or a Wi-Fi connection. And it's also important to note that computer malfunctions or Wi-Fi outages are not going to count as excused absences, or, I'm not going to allow you to submit an assignment late just because you had a computer malfunction or Wi-Fi. Because you have to keep in mind that these assignments are already up there. They've been up there. They're going to be up there starting today. So you have a week to complete each assignment. So make sure you don't wait until the last minute just in case something goes wrong. However, I do leave each assignment open for at least 1 extra day, just in case, there are issues like computer malfunctions or Wi-Fi that is beyond your control that doesn't come back in time. But Canvas still counts it late. So you don't want to fall into that habit of submitting everything 1 day late because it's going to affect your grade. Also, discussions are submitted in a live forum, so discussions cannot be made up, nor can they be submitted late, which is why discussions, if you look at the due dates on Canvas, they are the only ones that are not open a day late. So for discussions, you want to make sure you submit them on time. When it comes to attendance and late work policy, obviously this is an online class, so physical attendance means that you log in weekly and you complete your assignments. If you don't log in during the first 2 weeks, I do have the right to withdraw you. However, after that, it is your responsibility to drop the class. So if you're not going to continue with the class, please make sure that you withdraw and you fill out the proper paperwork. I suggest speaking to your advisor in case you have any questions about withdrawing. And when it comes to late work, I don't accept late work. Like I said, I already leave the assignments, except for discussions, open 1 day late. So you do have that flexibility. But other than that, I don't accept late work unless it's an emergency or there's some sort of conflict or you're having some sort of issue that is going on. Then I am willing to work with you and we can make accommodations so that you can go ahead and submit the assignments you're missing at a later date. However, keep in mind that discussions, like I said, they cannot be made up because they are in a live forum. So keep that in mind that I'm referring to, emergencies, serious issues that you might be going through. Scheduling conflicts at work or getting out of work late, that doesn't count as an emergency because Canvas is 24/7. So you want to make sure that you schedule everything accordingly, that, if you are working, you devote enough time to submit the assignment before, things like that, because that doesn't count as an emergency. However, if you've lost your job or you're having some sort of issue, then of course we can go ahead and talk about it and make arrangements. So if you have something really serious going on that's affecting your ability to complete your assignments on time, then please talk to me and we can try to work something out. But little things like I forgot or I had to work or something like that, those do not count as excused absences or excused reasons for submitting work late. When it comes to courtesy, you want to make sure that you are respectful of your classmates at all times. This is a general composition class, so we are going to be dealing with certain topics that people might not agree with. So you want to make sure that you avoid any offensive language. It's okay to disagree, but you can go ahead and disagree in a respectful manner. Also, if somebody disagrees with you, don't take it personally. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's something against you. It just means they have a different opinion than you. So I monitor the discussion, so in case there's anything inappropriate, I will go ahead and address it with that person privately. And further down, you will find the important dates for this semester, and then here we have the schedule. So basically the schedule is broken up into 3 columns where we have the week, and then we have what you have to read for that week and what is due online. So as you can see, I go ahead and I write down which book you are going to be reading from. So for example, for the second week, you're going to read chapter 13 from They Say, I Say, and then you're going to read developing paragraphs from the Little Seagull Handbook. Sometimes with the digital copies, things might look a little bit different. So I will go ahead and double check to make sure these are still the titles. In case they're not, then I will go ahead and send an announcement and update you. So this is the syllabus, and as you can see, the syllabus is organized weekly, and you want to make sure you refer to the syllabus weekly just to know what's going on. That way you know when essays are due. I wouldn't necessarily just rely on the calendar, because sometimes I hear from people that they didn't know that things were due or that they didn't get notified. That's why you want to make sure you look at the syllabus, and also you want to go ahead and look at the modules, because the modules are organized by week according to the syllabus. So you want to make sure that you look at that as well, the modules. Something else that you want to look at after you've looked at the syllabus is you want to look at our course introduction page. And here we have this navigation video that you're watching. And then I also talk about modes of communication. Like usually it takes me about 2 days to reply to you. Of course, during the weekends, it might take me longer. I also have some information on grading and viewing your feedback. I do provide feedback on most assignments, so you want to make sure that you know how to access that. I also have a video on how to submit an assignment. Now keep in mind that Canvas gets updated every so often, so it might not look exactly the way Canvas looks now, but the process is the same. And then here we have, I apologize for that. I get a lot of emails like I was saying earlier. Here we have a video on Turnitin, because that's the plagiarism detection software that NMSU uses. So you want to make sure that you watch that video just so you know how to avoid plagiarism, because Turnitin gives you an originality score. So you want to make sure your originality score is not too high, because then that means you've plagiarized. The video explains all of that. And further down, we just talk about the formatting of essays, Canvas support, netiquette for online classes, which is basically things you should avoid whenever you're communicating with people in the classroom, and of course the textbook and the first assignments we have for this week. Something else I want to mention is that I do post announcements weekly, so you want to make sure that every Monday you check the announcement. And the reason for that is because sometimes I provide updates. I also give you an overview of the week, so I let you know what we are doing for that week, what you have to read, and what is due. Also, there's like any issues like glitches, or there was a mistake in the syllabus, or a file is not opening up. Sometimes I will provide updates through there. And also, under announcements, I post extra credit opportunities. So if you're interested in extra credit, make sure you check the announcements. Extra credit opportunities, I post them as they are made available to me, so I don't necessarily post those just on Mondays. I post them as they come, but weekly announcements, I post them every single Monday. I wanted to show you the modules now, and the reason why I want to show you the modules, like I said, everything is organized weekly, but everything's organized by week, but I also wanted to show you the first module because that one has important information. What I wanted to highlight was if you click here, you can download Office 365, and that one's really important because if you don't have Word or you don't have PowerPoint or Excel, you might need those for some of your classes. At least for this class, we are going to need Word. And I know that a lot of people like to use Office 365 online, but sometimes it can be tricky to submit those through Canvas. So it's a lot better to download Office 365 to your laptop, and then you can go ahead and use it like a regular Microsoft Word or Microsoft PowerPoint. You can download it to your computer, and then you don't necessarily need the internet, and you can save the file on a USB and then upload it as a file. That's a little bit easier than submitting a file through the cloud, because sometimes Canvas can be a little bit weird about that. And I think you can download Office 365 on at least 2 or 3, I want to say at least up to 4 devices, because I had a laptop a few years ago and I downloaded Office 365, and then on this laptop that I am recording, I also downloaded it as well. And I'm really glad I did, because I was thinking of purchasing Microsoft Word, and then I saw how much it was, and it was really expensive, and I decided, no, I'm just going to download Office 365 because it's free for all NMSU students. I also wanted to show you setting up the notifications. So if you want to be notified of whenever I post an announcement or assignment due dates or emails and things like that, I show you how to do that on your computer. But I think also the easiest way is to, if you do it through your computer, they can email you notifications. Like for example, I have it set up where notifications get emailed to my DACC and NMSU email address. However, if you're not checking your email all the time, those notifications might not be that useful, which is why I recommend that you set up notifications on your phone. So I go ahead and show you how to do that. And as you can see, you can set up notifications for when there's new announcements, grades are submitted, new files are uploaded, grading policies, due dates, things like that. So again, you can do that through your computer and they'll email you the notifications, but if you don't check your emails all the time, then it's just better to do it on your phone, and it'll send you a notification just like any other app. And once we go back to that first week's module, you'll see that I also have some information about Zoom, some information on Canvas, and I also have the link again to purchase the ebook. And then I also have a general help and questions forum. Basically, this one is for any general questions you might have. This is public to the class, so think of questions that maybe you think other people might have about an assignment or about a file. You can post them here. However, if you have specific questions that pertain to you, then it's better to email me through Canvas inbox as opposed to posting it here. So that pretty much concludes our video. I know that it was a little bit long, but there were some important things that I wanted to highlight. Before we finish though, that concludes the navigation and syllabus portion. I do want to remind you that for the first week we do have a diagnostic essay that is due, and that is not for a grade. It is something that the English department requires that all 110 classes do, CCD 110 classes. So basically what you have to do is you have to follow the instructions, and I'll show you the assignment. And basically you just have to write an essay based off of that article. So here we have the instructions. As you can see, it explains the procedure, and it also has the link to the article you have to read, and it also has it as a file. So if it tells you that you have to purchase or sign up for the New York Times, don't do that. Just go ahead and view it as a file. And basically what you have to do is you have to summarize the article, and you also have to write a response to the main message of the article. So this should be about 1 page. It doesn't have to be too long. And for this assignment, the purpose is to see what writing level you are in and to see how well you write or areas you need to work on. So I cannot help you with this assignment specifically because we want to see how you write, but with any other assignment, of course, I will be able to help you. And the rubric is down here. And the department does say that you should have the first week to complete it. So this one is not due until August 24th. But like I said earlier, I do give you that extra day just in case. So now this concludes the video. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I hope this video was helpful, and I look forward to working with all of you this semester.